Hey guys, today I have a Hotpoint washer and we've got it right now filling up for a pretty heavy towel load. I always do about 4 loads, get about 4 hours of run time on these. Check to make sure everything's working perfect, no leaks, everything's balanced, and sounds great. And this one here is filling up. Right now we've got it. You can actually control the water level, or you can set it for it to determine the water level. Large though actually does a pretty good job for just about anything. Super is just a full basket of water. Then you can control your water, cold, hot, or both. This one would also be more on the cold side, but also actuate both valves. Anyway, so it's going to run. This will be about a 45-minute load here, and it's going to fill all the way up with water. I'll show you that it agitates. Now, I just took the little 2 Phillips head screws out right here and placed the lid locking mechanism in, so it thinks the lid's closed, so we can actually watch and see what's going on with it the whole time. That way you can see everything's working perfect. And then once it's all done, we'll move the clothes over to the dryer and show off that the dryer's working perfect next. Now for the hookup of your washer, you might consider a set of steel braided hoses like this pack here. I've got a link to both of these in the description. If you have trouble finding it, you can just click that. Also supports the channel, so we really appreciate that. But you can see here you've got blue for cold water, red, so it's easy to keep them apart. Now the steel braided is important because the cheap rubber ones have a tendency to swell and burst, and you definitely don't want that happening, especially if you're not home. And then a surge protector, there's many different styles, and I got a couple linked in the description. I kind of like this one because I'm always plugging other things in, but you can also get dedicated ones. You just want to make sure that it's 900 joules or higher, and that's going to protect your washing machine and the electronics on it. This one also has I believe that's a 4-foot cable on it too. So something like that to protect the electronics on it, super important. And this pretty much covers the washer. All right, it's done filling up. I did go ahead and switch the basket over to super since it was really heavy towel load. That way you can see full water submersion. Doing a really good job mixing those clothes up with that center agitator. It's got a nice strong agitation. All right, draining that water out nice and fast. Once it's done draining, it'll spin to extract the used up water. Then it'll move along to the rinse portion. Fill back up, agitate for a bit in fresh water. Then we'll be on to the final spin, which is what I'll come back for next. Alrighty, final spin. See the machine from the outside, nice and smooth. Now once again, since we took that little lid locker off and put it right there, we can see what's going on inside. As you can see, super fast spin cycle. Doing an excellent job extracting the water out of those clothes, which is gonna help cut your drying time in half from the old traditional models. So there it is. We'll let that finish up and we'll move over to the dryer. All right, now when talking about hooking up the dryer, a couple of things you're going to need. You're going to need to find out what type of power cord you're going to need. These are all considered accessories, and they do not come with a new dryer or a used dryer typically. This is a 3-prong power cord. It's like that there. Has 3 hookups for the back, and it's 30 amp. You want to make sure you don't get a 50 amp that has a straight one here. That's for a stove. You want to make sure you get the right one for a dryer. And I've got these linked in the listing description also for you there. Now this is a 4-prong, so it looks a little different, but it still has the L there versus a straight one, because they also sell this in a 50 amp for a stove. Very similar, so you want to make sure you get the right one for a dryer. You can take a picture of your plug in your laundry room and match it up, make sure you get the right one. This goes on the back of the dryer, and then it extends out to wherever your wall hookup is. Super important to make sure you get one. It's easy to use. A lot of them have a flathead screwdriver on it to tighten it down. I like these wings here. You could just do it by hand. It's so much easier because every 3 or 4 months you're going to want to take this off and clean it out, so this makes it a lot easier to do. And then lastly, I always recommend a good dryer sheet, and I do not do fabric softener in any of the washers that I use or the one at home. Fabric softener is like putting glue in your machine. Eventually it gums everything up. Use 2 or 3 of these and you get the same softness effect on your clothes, but it doesn't mess anything up. So that's kind of the essentials there for your dryer. All right, now the washer cleared out. We put the little lock striker back up there where it's supposed to be. And so that one's good to go. Now we come over here, we got a Samsung electric dryer. Got it running just on time dry. It's gonna go 60 minutes on high heat. That'll get these dry and good to go. You could also do the sensor dry, where it determines how long it needs to run. You have a couple different options there. And let's see, what else? You got a wrinkle prevent. Hold these two together, it's gonna child lock this thing out here. So a couple different options. Then I'm gonna show you that it is in fact heating like it's supposed to. So we've got about 73 degrees on top of the dryer. We'll go ahead and open this up. You can see everything's tumbling. Now right inside this little grate right there, that's where it's gonna get nice and hot. And the heat is gonna then mix with the clothes, dry the clothes. And then that air will exit here. That's where the lint trap is. You wanna make sure that gets clean before each and every load, so it's got good airflow. Then that goes down and straight out the back of the dryer, where you'd hook up the little vent hose we mentioned. All right, so we'll go ahead and let this finish up. Go ahead and get these listed up for sale. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. I do appreciate you taking time to watch my video. Thanks, you guys have a great day.